Travis Wayne Goodsell. So, one of the member of the 70s who frequently watch my channel to narc on me to the prophets have gotten back to them to fix by restoring the web page. So yeah, I know you didn't watch the video yesterday, so I'm going to make you watch it. So nonetheless, I'm still going to get dumbass comments of people who are, oh, nothing's wrong and have you never watched a soap opera? These are the days of your lives to warn you about the church. You have to pay attention all the time. But you don't, because you're programmed not to. And the majority of you are TikTok viewers with your TikTok attention spans. And so, did any of you ever pay attention to the homepage, the conference message? They've not changed it. 2 weeks. They're supposed to give a new one every week. They didn't this week. They kept it. So yeah, thank God it's back to normal. What a fiasco that was. I did see in the news yesterday, but I didn't really think of it as a big deal. Fox 13 News Utah did, because there's a lawsuit involving some of the art that's being exhibited now in the Church History Museum. So the church just doesn't care. If you give it to the church, it's theirs. The artist thought otherwise. It's like tithing. You give money to the church, it's theirs. They can launder it however they want to. When are you guys going to wake up on this? I mean, seriously, the church is a criminal organization. Don't expect them to do the right thing. They're not going to. So, yeah, it's been since the 29th since they've added anything new. Yesterday, apparently, there was something new. The church gave $1 million Canadian to a shelter in Montreal. So they're doing a business deal with the company that runs the shelter there. Because that's what they're doing here in Utah. I've exposed all this. I was an inside reporter exposing the human trafficking and the murder of the homeless here in Utah at the homeless shelters, with Gail Miller leading the charge. But yeah, the church is profiting off of it. They gave $3.3 million to our shelters, American money. And they're profiting with the laundering of the money back to the church. That's why it's all a business deal for the church. And so now they're expanding into Montreal. And so there's this BYU Idaho. I have no idea what that is. I know I went to Rick's College, but that no longer exists. And then Thomas E. Mullen, he is saying that sending girls back to girls' camp, where the water is poisoned, is an ideal setting for teaching spiritual lessons. See, kids, when you take in the water here at camp, It's like taking in the words of the prophets at the pulpit of conference. It poisons your insides. Makes you sick. And could lead to all sorts of diseases. And so, they're trying to promote Acts through Revelation, because that's where you are at Sunday school. Notice I gave up after I got to the cross. Anybody notice that? Did the video series for the lessons for this year in the New Testament until I got to the cross. And then I've been doing a whole bunch of Revelation stuff for you. But no, you think I'm wrong. It's not the learning of the Jews, Travis. Roman Emperor Constantine was the emperor. And when he says something, it's the will of God. And so if he wants to replace the Jews, you guys just don't think. Billions of people have been fooled. And you think you want to be Christian? Why? Because you're ashamed to be the learning of the Jews? Oh no, there's anti-Semitism all over the United States these days. It's on the rise and violence. Oh, we can't be the learning of the Jews. People will hate us and try to murder us. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon, which is the keystone of our religion. And so you cover it up because you are ashamed. And so then Nelson today did an Instagram thing for which I cannot watch. I guess I could. I do have an Instagram account, I guess. Maybe. I have no idea what the login stuff is anymore. I never did use it. It was supposed to be for my business, but never got around to it. Yeah, he's pushing for forgiveness. And as much as that's a Christian thing, to forgive evil people, criminal organizations such as religions who are criminal organizations, and you just forgive them, continue to help them commit crimes, continue to pay them the extortion demands that they make from you. Oh, I mean, I'm talking about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints specifically. Though, yes, there are mega churches out there too that do similar stuff, but not on the scale of the church. Mega churches are petty cash to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so, yes, this is a favorite thing of bullies and authoritarians. They love to twist the Bible with Christian interpretation because they then get supported in what they do. You know, they support slavery in the Bible. You know, hey, the Bible says you as my slave must submit to me. You know, Paul, the redactor of Paul, oh, women have to keep silent in church. You know, women have to cover up their body. They need to be silent, they need to be covered up, because porn is deadly, in case you hadn't heard. Women's bodies are porn, and it'll kill you. She's got the looks that kill. That's the theme song in the description below. She's got the looks that kill. Of course, they're speaking of a different meaning of kill. But that's the whole point of Christianity. Change definitions and replace the Jews. Right, Mormons? Change definitions and replace Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon with Christian Jesus. I already did the video today. Didn't you watch it? I put out a promise that if the Book of Mormon is not in the learning of the Jews, I would fulfill my penalty oath. Oops, Book of Mormon says it's in the learning of the Jews. Sorry, Mormons, you're wrong. Nelson's wrong. The prophets are wrong. The church is wrong. And even ex-Mormons are wrong. What's up with that, guys? Seriously? You left the church because you know they're false, but you still believe they're true as Christian? So that you can criticize them as Christian? Come on, guys. They're learning of the Jews. Wake up. And so, yeah, forgiveness is another one of those abusive things where they say, oh, yeah, but you have to forgive me. Stop hitting yourself. Forgive me. I took your money and scammed you. Forgive me. It's the same thing with judging. Oh, well, you can't judge me. You have to let me commit crime. You can't judge me. You haven't walked in my shoes. God. There's just so much corruption with the Bible because of Christianity. And this is one of them. And here, the living prophet of Jesus is using it again. Because he's made so many errors with his presidency. This is just another one. So, mercy cannot rob justice. The concept of forgiving is that you grant mercy. Well, you can't grant mercy if they have not done restoration for what they've done. If you forgive when they have not restored the damage, then you're setting yourself up for abuse. And the Sermon on the Mount specifically teaches against this. It teaches take them to court. It teaches you how to take bullies and abusers to court. Then after they are punished, or if they make restitution, then you are required to forgive. And restitution is not, I'm sorry, now you have to forgive. Oops, my bad, you have to forgive me now. They just love to be bad. I wanna be bad. That could also be in the theme song below. But we're gonna stick to porn. Although, they both are porn, aren't they? You know,